What's good? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy S.O.G. In today's video, we're going to be comparing Springfield Armory's Hellcat Pro Comp to the Echelon 4.0C. Both of these come standard with a 15 round mag, and they come with an additional magazine that carries a little bit more. On the Hellcat Pro Comp, you got one that carries 17+1, and the Echelon 4.0, you got one that carries 15 with a +3 extension, making it 18+1. Now, very similar in size, very similar in functionality, in features, and that sort of thing. But we're going to break it down and look at the core differences and which of these would fit you best for your lifestyle. Now, before we begin, we're going to bring up pricing. Now, the pricing on both of these is going to be very similar. I think it's identical. They're both going at my local gun store for about $630. Now, you can get both of them with the gear up package, and they do come with 3 additional magazines and an optic. So and you get a range bag with that. So all for that price of $630. Now, with the Echelon 4.0C, there are multiple different variants. So you do get one with the outlined U-notch that Springfield is known for, or you have the option to get the 3-dot system. Now, I don't know if you can get that same option for the Hellcat Pro or Pro Comp. Let me know in the comments for those of you that do know. But if you get the 3-dot system on the Echelon 4.0, the price does go up from $630 or $620 up to about $650. Diving into the dimensions here, the Hellcat Pro Comp stands tall at 5.13 inches versus Hellcat Pro Comp standing at 4.8 inches in overall height. Overall length for the Echelon, you got a total of 7.25 inches. Hellcat Pro Comp, you got a total length of 6.6 inches. Now, in terms of the weight, both of these are pretty comparable. The Hellcat, since it is a little smaller, comes in at 21 ounces. Echelon comes in at 24 ounces. In terms of the width, the Hellcat Pro Comp is 1 inch thick, and the Echelon here is 1.2 inches thick. So very comparable in terms of sizes. As far as the barrel length goes, we're going to dive into the barrel length and the recoil springs on both of these. Now, over on the left side, you got the Hellcat Pro Comp barrel and recoil spring. Obviously, because it's Comp, you're going to have the Comp on the barrel, and this is a 3.7-inch barrel. And looking at the Echelon 4.0C, you got a 4-inch barrel, non-comped, obviously, and here they both are side by side. Springfield Armory's flagship in sights is going to consist of this white outlined U-notch rear sight. It is metal, not night sight though. And then you have a really bright trinium sight, and that one obviously is a night sight. So these are the standard sights. Now, you do have the option on this Echelon here. It is a different dot system, not aftermarket, also from Springfield Armory, and this is a 3-dot system. All 3 dots are white. They are metal and night sights, front and rear. So you do have that option. Obviously, the optic compatibility is going to be a yes on both of these. You have the slide cut here for a optic, and also for the Echelon. Now, the interesting thing is obviously the system for the optic mounting on the Echelon is just far superior, and not just to the Hellcat Pro Comps, but to every other gun in the industry. In my personal opinion, you can mount so many different types of optics, red dots, green dots, whatever you want on here, without having to put an adapter plate. And for the Hellcat Pro Comp, I believe this comes with an RMSC footprint, so you can put any optic with that footprint on here and it'll mount directly on the slide. Otherwise, you will need an adapter plate. The grip texture is going to be identical on both of these. Now, you're going to have that fantastic Springfield Armory grip just all around the firearm, even on your resting finger there. You're going to have it literally just all around. You got some slight finger grooves here, actually, which I am a fan of. I really like that. I don't like when they're too pronounced, but I like what Springfield did there is very subtle, so I do really like that. Backstraps on the Hellcat Pro Comp, you don't really get any options as far as that goes, and you do get a slight beaver tail on that Hellcat Pro Comp to help you get a good purchase on that handgun. Now, taking a look at the Echelon here with the similar features, again, super nice texturing, very standard. Now, this one does have the texturing on a couple of different spots that the Hellcat Pro doesn't. For example, underneath the trigger guard and in front of the trigger guard. This also has your controls here that are textured, and you've got this back plate that is also textured. So you do get a little bit more texturing on the Echelon. Let's take a look at this. I don't think that, nope, nothing down here and nothing in here. So a little bit more on the Echelon, but again, it is a little bit bigger of a gun, so it's got more real estate to put texturing on. As far as backstrap goes on this, you do get the option to swap them out. I believe you get 3 options in total: small, medium, large. And you also get this is very modular, so you can obviously swap out the frame in this because of the chassis system in it. So you do get the FCU, and you can pull out that trigger and basically mount a different frame. So a lot more modular on the 4.0 than on the Hellcat Pro. As far as a beaver tail, same thing here. I'd say it's just as good as a Hellcat Pro Comp, about similar size. So you do get that on the Echelon as well. Diving into the trigger, I know you guys are big on triggers. One of the things I noticed on the Hellcat Pro Comp is that the trigger actually locks back like it does on the Glocks when there's nothing in there. And the Echelon does not. Now again, they're 2 different FCU systems, 2 different triggers in general. So let's take a look at these triggers and see what you prefer. Obviously we are clear, but here is the take up on the Comp. That's a hard break, very crisp. And there's a reset. Let's take a look at the Echelon here. And again, this one doesn't lock back. We are clear on this as well. Smoother take up, softer break, and a much better reset on this. However, the reset is a lot lighter. So it's less audible, and it's also like you kind of feel it less. It's not as like tactile as the Hellcat Pro Comp. I don't know if you guys can see that pulled at about almost 6 pounds. We'll try it again. And that pulled at, yep, just a little over 5.5. Let's try the Echelon. Echelon pulled at just under 5.5. We'll do it one more time. And again, just over 5 pounds. So obviously a lighter trigger on the Echelon. Now, one of the bigger differences I've noticed, or anybody would notice immediately, are going to be the slide serrations on the Hellcat Pro or Pro Comp versus the Echelon. Now, as you guys can see, it's got front and rear serrations, but just very subtle and basic, but very functional and nice serrations on the Hellcat Pro Comp versus the Echelon. It's just got some massive and very aggressive indentations and serrations, also front and rear serrated, but just you get like these dips in here that just make it so nice to grab a hold of when you want to rack the slide. Really nice indentation and attention to detail by Springfield on the Echelon's slide and serrations. The Hellcat Pro Comp does come with a loaded chamber indicator, which has a little window just on top here, which is really nice, and easily be able to tell if you have one in there if you just take a look through there. And the Echelon 4.0C has a different loaded chamber indicator, which is this little tab here. So once you have one in there, this does stick out just a little bit. Me personally, I prefer the visible one with the window over this, which is more of a Glock style loaded chamber indicator. Now, for all my wrong-handed shooters out there, the Hellcat Pro Comp comes out of the box with everything set up for a right-handed shooter. The only thing that you can switch from right-handed shooter to a wrong-handed shooter is going to be the mag release here, which you can rotate over and put it on this side. Other than that, the rest of the manual controls are for right-handed shooters, unfortunately. Now, if you take a look at the Echelon 4.0C, this is set up to have This is completely 100% ambi. So you have mag release here on this side. Don't have to rotate or switch anything. It'll also work if you push it on that side. You also have slide lock here, and you have the slide lock on this side. You also have the takedown lever right over here. Oh, I lied, but I believe that you can actually switch it. So out of the box, this is a much better fit for anyone who is either ambidextrous or a left-handed shooter. The takedown process on both of these is the same, but at the same time, it's a little different.
Same, but different, but still same.
Taking a look at how you take it down, you want to slide the lock back, or I'm sorry, lock the slide back, and basically take this takedown lever, push down. And now that that's facing down, you want to release the slide and it comes right off. Now let's take a look at the Hellcat Pro Comp here. You're going to do the same. You're going to make sure that the trigger is depressed. We'll lock the slide back. Now this one, instead of coming down with it, you actually got to push up, which is kind of weird for me, but we'll push that up just like that instead of down with the Echelon. We'll release the slide here, and that removes the slide. So that's the way that you would take both of these down. My shooting experience with both of these was great. I didn't have not one issue or problem with either of them. Both of them are extremely reliable, and I would recommend both. Now, the only differences I noticed that was kind of weird and a little confusing to me was, obviously we know that one's comped and one's not, but I figured they would be similar because the one that's not comped is slightly bigger than the one that is comped. But what I found when I was shooting was that the Hellcat Pro Comp, it had more felt recoil, but it shot flatter. And the Echelon was the opposite. The Echelon had less felt recoil, but it had more muzzle rise. And obviously we know that because it's comped, it's gonna help with that muzzle rise. And both felt good. Both shot very well. Both were easily controllable. Neither of them, I would say, are snappy guns. They shot very well, very accurate, and again, no problems at all, 100% reliable. And I think that a lot of people on the internet will agree that these are good, reliable guns, and I would recommend both of them to anybody who's in the market to purchase one. Now, the question is going to be, what are you in the market to purchase? If you're between these two, it's going to depend what you want it for. Do you want it for home defense? Do you want it for an EDC? What do you want it for? You know what I mean? Now, we know that the Hellcat Pro Comp also comes non-comped, so you also have that option if a comp is not your cup of tea. And the Springfield Armory Echelon 4.0C also comes in a more full size if it's that you want a larger gun. So different criterias depending on what you're looking for, but in my opinion, if you're looking to EDC the gun, if you're looking to conceal carry it and have it on your person, my suggestion would be the Hellcat Pro Comp, just because it's easier to conceal in my opinion, and not taking anything away from the Echelon, because I personally prefer the Echelon over the Hellcat Pro Comp as of right now, but it is very, very close. It's gonna all come down to what you need it for. That's gonna wrap it up for this video, you guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Springfield Armory in general, and what you think between the Hellcat Pro Comp and the Echelon 4.0C. Let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys for tuning back in. Thank you guys so much. Sub if you haven't already, and if you have, you know I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. God bless you guys, and I'll see y'all on the next one.